Kia ora whanau. Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. Hey, as you're aware, July, I've been doing some kumara recipes. So I've talked to you and I've demonstrated some sweet kumara recipes, some savory kumara recipes. So today what I thought I'd do is do a substitution. So kumara can be substituted for a whole pile of different things. For example, I've seen it substituted instead of meat in stews. I've seen it substituted instead of mushrooms in risottos. So the recipe I'm making for you today is traditionally an Italian cupcake, and it's normally made out of carrots and almonds. So I've simply substituted the carrots for kumara. So again, I've used the humble Beauregard kumara. So it's quite sweet. And these are my finished cupcakes. One thing to keep aware, if you do want to use kumara as a substitute, you may have to alter your cooking time a little bit to make sure they're cooked through. So I'm going to try one of these in the name of science. So you can see it's nice and light and fluffy, but it's still really, really yummy. There's a strong flavour coming through is that of orange, almond and kumara. I'm dedicating this recipe to my sister and my sister-in-law simply because they are the queens of Thermomix substitutions. I hope you enjoy the recipe. I enjoyed making it and I'm certainly going to enjoy eating them. Anyway, here you go. Enjoy. Alrighty, let's get started. I've got my oven preheating to 170 degrees. And you'll see from my gorgeous little muffin tray in front of me, I've just lined this with some cupcake liners. And there are 12. So into my bowl, I'm going to add 200 grams of raw sugar, 50 grams of raw almonds, and now we're going to middle this down a bit. We're going to run at speed 6 for about 10 seconds. So into this mixture now, I'm going to add my substitute. So instead of 200 grams of carrots, I'm adding 200 grams of Beauregard kumara. So my kumara has been cut into about 3 centimetre pieces. This is now going to chop for another 10 seconds, this time at speed 7. So this is now quite a wet mixture, so I'm just going to scrape down the sides. Into this, I'm now going to add 90 grams of orange juice. Two eggs. 100 grams of vegetable oil. 100 grams of full cream milk. 300 grams of plain white flour. A pinch of sea salt. I'm just using my regular Himalayan rock salt. This is now going to mix at speed number 7 for 15 seconds. So the mixture now has a consistency of a really thick type of custard, and it smells really divine. There's a very strong orange and kumara smell to it, and we all know that orange and kumaras go very well together. So into my mixture now, I'm adding in 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And this is now going to mix for 5 seconds at speed 7. Alright, so my baking powder is completely mixed in. Just going to scrape down the sides, and then we're just going to pour this straight into our cupcake liners. Here we go. Okay, so I've filled my cupcake liners. I've actually got 18 out instead of the 12 as the recipe says, so added bonus. So before I put this in the oven, I'm just going to sprinkle over a small handful of sliced almonds, and they're just going to sit on the top of each cupcake. Okay, so this is my cupcake ready to go in the oven. So these are going to cook for around 20 to 25 minutes at 170 degrees. And the way you test them is pretty much like a cake. You just put in a skewer or a knife, and then when it comes out clean, you know it's cooked in the middle. Here we go. So these are my cooked cakes. They took another 5 minutes than what the recipe said before the skewer came out clean, but I'm guessing that's because the kumara is just a bit more dense. They smell absolutely beautiful. So what I'm going to do now is leave them for 5 minutes, put them on a cake rack just to cool down some more, and then serve them. Don't forget, guys, that if you'd like to get your hands on a Thermomix or you'd like to get a demonstration of a Thermomix, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. See ya.